Hi, and this is the aftermath of Peak 21. And yeah, a lot of things going through my mind at the moment. But overall, we finished the challenges, and I've got to say, I am pretty happy with what I have been able to achieve in the program, which was to meet a lot of great people, gain a lot of valuable insight, and yeah, I still feel like I have control on where I want to go next. So we had a celebration call, and kind of the biggest elephant in the room is the winners of the kind of entire community challenge. There were three people who will be chosen from the top, I guess, um, top leaderboard, which is those who like interacted with the community the most and kind of gave value to the community. And then there will be three other winners based on who made the most improvement. And I mean, I'm really happy to say that of all the six winners, I couldn't have chosen any other differently. I do think that each one of them have given something to the challenge or even got something from the challenge, which um, really gave value to the overall experience. Kirill, he has been kind of on it ever since. He's like one of the most genuine people I know, and I think kind of with his aspirations, he will really benefit from Metamorphosis. Lily, she's a very elegant and strong person who's a very um, like pretty much a pillar of light for the people in the community, giving a lot of like valuable information and advice. So I do agree with her as well, being on the challenge. And then there was also Jacob. Jacob, again, yeah, I've seen him. He was very much interactive with everything, and again with his music career and also kind of venture into YouTube, I do see him as kind of being the most ideal person to benefit from Metamorphosis. As for the people who won based on their overall improvement of the um, of themselves throughout Peak 21, you had Zach. Now Zach, I kind of connected with at from the very early times of Peak 21, and yeah, he told me about his recovery from the California fires and his kind of foray back into the gym. And yeah, I was really happy to like see a familiar face being on the leaderboard, and I do think that again he is a great choice for that because he has really made strides with his improvement from his situation. Second of all was Mary. Mary was very raw and honest with the problems she was going throughout the challenge. Unfortunately, she is currently in a difficult position as a result of a toxic situation, unfortunately, with her and her parents. And she has been making gradual progress to get out of that, uh, finding a job and also sticking with Peak 21. And I only wish the best for her and hope that Metamorphosis can also provide her the courage and also ability to move out of the rut she's in. And then the last one was Kira. Kira, I was able to meet in one of the group calls at the very end, and yeah, she kind of talked about her mental issue, more mental effects of being a mother, a new mother, and yeah, I would assume it was post. I don't think they called it this, but postpartum depression. Like she had a lot of mental strain from being a new mother, and um, again, based on what we discussed in the group calls, I wouldn't have chose another person as well. She definitely has come a long way, and I'm glad that she's kind of not overcoming yet, just yet, but has addressed the issues and is making valuable time for her and her son, which is very important. So as for when it comes to the winners, I'm very happy with those who are chosen, and I do think that it was all very well deserved. Um, where it is a bit bittersweet, though, is that um, there were a lot of people, and myself included, that also gave a lot of value to the entire community experience, and I feel like there wasn't enough acknowledgement of that, um, and you could kind of feel in the room that there was a bit of saltiness, especially from unfortunately Bryce Brown, who was number three in the leaderboards, and yeah, if I were to consider Bryce Brown, he would have been my early rival when it comes to the leaderboards when I was really like on it at the very beginning. And I could tell that he really put in the effort to maintain that situation. As for me, once I came to the second week, I kind of deviated from the path in order to be more into the networking and connecting with people aspect. And so the coping part of me is saying that I still gained a lot of valuable connections from that. But it is a bit weird that none of those efforts were acknowledged, and it has kind of left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. Maybe this is just my initial reaction, and I'm trying to see this in the most calm perspective, but I do feel a bit used, even though it was kind of all of my own volition. I felt like there should have been some sort of acknowledgement for the people who were involved at least. Furthermore, Calvin as well. Calvin was also very active in the community, and if anything, I would say Calvin was one of the people who should have been considered, especially for the advancements he's made with his life. And maybe he might have not been able to communicate that well, but his situation is just as harrowing as Mary's is, and yet he was still able to make it to the end of Peak 21. Um, and yeah, it is. I feel like a lot of people were kind of downhearted. Obviously, I know that there are only a limited number of sets for being winners, and I again, you can argue that this isn't the point of this whole Peak 21 challenge. Yet, it does. I feel like the lack of acknowledgement of that, at least, did feel a bit disheartening. And so currently, right now, my headspace um, is Metamorphosis really for me, since I feel like I gained what I wanted to from Peak 21, and although there is still the community aspect of it, from this entire experience, it feels like that community aspect has been a bit tainted for me now. Maybe this is me being a bit salty, maybe this is me being a bit of a sore loser, I don't think it's that. I just feel like the effort that I put in has kind of been swept under the rug. And now it's kind of given me a mindset of what exactly did I want to gain from Peak 21? And my initial answer was, again, to get a community and have a direction on bringing the ideas into fruition, and I still believe that to be a case. When I answered that before, there was kind of a bit of pride involved with saying, "Oh, okay, I'm already going to be in Metamorphosis," but right now, I am a lot more on the fence. So we have a 72-hour period to decide whether to jump onto Metamorphosis or not, and I am definitely going to take that time to just reflect and reconsider what exactly I'm here for. I'm looking at the I guess syllabus that Metamorphosis provides, and it does seem like pretty much an upgrade from what Peak 21 is. And I'm just thinking whether I need another Peak 21 system or whether I have satisfied my curiosity and gotten what I could get from the entire experience. As for what my next steps are, it really depends. I still think I'm going to pursue what I've established, which is the creation of my idea of a education system that uses the kind of concept of D&D, which is that kind of creative gaming in order to practice communication, especially for the Japanese system, which really lacks that practical usage. And from the group calls that I've had with both Calvin, with Trek, and everyone else who I've shared this idea with, I feel like I got some valuable insights on how to approach this issue. And a part of me is thinking maybe I should go on about it by myself. And the second part of me is kind of even though I've reached out and connected with people outside the Peak 21 platform, um, I do have a feeling of FOMO, of fear of missing out. I want to be there with everyone, but it's also a double-edged sword where I feel like, am I being pressured to do this just because I don't want to miss out? So there's a lot going through my mind right now, and I feel like it could have been that this could have been avoided if there was a due acknowledgement for the people who did put effort in it. Again, it not for the purpose of winning at all, but just acknowledgement of the community that everyone helped to provide, not just the people at the top and not just those who are in kind of working with AP. So yeah, that's kind of where I am now. I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to think about this clearly and see whether Metamorphosis is ready for me. As for this YouTube channel, yeah, I think I still look fondly back on what I've experienced. That hasn't changed, and if anything, I might just repurpose this channel for something of my own usage. Maybe to show the development of my idea, or as a way to market the idea when I finally get to the stage of bringing out this completed product. So yeah, that's where my headspace is at now. Surge from the future, remember this feeling.